Ja, men välkomna då. Should I take this in English?
Yes,
Welcome
please.
everyone. Now we're sitting here with Nicolas Rainon from Henriet-Bazin. And we are tonight.
We are in a little party.
We are at a little party in Halmstad together with Magnus. And Magnus is the importer. Here's Magnus. And the bar is a little party. And you can also find the champagne on champagnebutiken.net. Champagnebutiken.net. We are going tonight to have the Blanc de Noir, and I think some of you at home have the Blanc de Noir, so you can talk about it together with us. But let's welcome Nicolas. Beautiful to see you. You're looking good.
Thank you. Much better than last Wednesday.
Oh no, you were looking good last Wednesday too. Always.
Not the same style.
Little more elegant tonight.
Yes.
Oh.
So
About the house.
Would you like to tell us a little about the Henriet-Bazin champagne house?
sure. It's Champagne. I'm Nicolas Rainon, and it's Champagne Henriet-Bazin. It's because we are the fourth generation at Champagne Henriet-Bazin. It was from father to son and father to daughter, and it's my wife who is the fourth generation of Champagne Henriet-Bazin. So we are a very old Champagne family estate created in 1890 by the great-grandfather of my wife. He was a great producer in the village of Verzenay, and he had the idea with two other friends to say, okay, if the big brands can make champagne with my grapes, I can try the adventure myself to make champagne. So it started like this in 1890, then his son, and the son of his son, and now his great-granddaughter kept going in the champagne pleasure and the champagne vinification, and we are now the fourth generation. So Champagne Henriet-Bazin is located on the east slopes of the Montagne de Reims, and we are lucky to be born in a nice area because we have plots of Pinot Noir in Verzenay, which is classified as a Grand Cru. We have plots of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay in Verzy, which is classified as a Grand Cru too. And we have plots of Chardonnay in Villers-Marmerie with a Premier Cru and the only village of the whole Montagne de Reims area to carry only 99% of Chardonnay. So it's kind of unique white island in the Black Ocean. It's first part of the introduction. We are, so as I was telling you, the fourth generation. And now 15 years ago, we decided to completely change the way of making champagne. It means that we decided to, let's say, respect a little bit more nature, because we thought that our philosophy is very, very simple. We consider that we never did anything good in our life to deserve to be born in Champagne. I mean, it's just a choice of nature. We decided to say, okay, Marie-Noël, my wife, and Nicolas, you're gonna born there with vines of Champagne and Grand Cru, Premier Cru. I mean, it's not a gift, it's a super gift. And we say, okay, we never did anything good for that. It's just the choice of nature. So we want to pay back nature. We want to treat nature as well as she decided to treat us. So we had some behave to say, okay, we consider that if we do things good, it will be good in back. So we decided to stop using herbicides more than 15 years ago, much before it was fashion to do it. And we completely changed the way of making grapes, and it completely changed the taste of our vines. It took more than 10 years to change, but it completely changed. So it's also changed our way to make champagne. It's a quick summary about the history that I will develop if you want to.
So now you are making more different cuvées than ever, as I have understood.
Yes, yes, completely, because it's a little bit technical, but I mean, when you are farmers in Champagne, you don't own vines all around your house. It's not like in Bordeaux when you have your castle and the vines around the castle. For Champagne, you've got vines splitted everywhere around your village. And we are lucky to have 37 plots of vines. It's 8 hectares in total, 37 plots of vines. And every vines are specific because every vines have his own soil, his own subsoil, has his own altitude on the slopes of Champagne, his own steepness. Some are flats, some are very steep, and also facing east, west, or south. Every of those 5 elements, the soil, the subsoil, the altitude, the steepness, and the exposition, completely change the terroir, and so completely change the taste of the grapes you're going to have from those plots. It means that when you take more care about nature, your vines are seeking deeper and deeper and deeper in the soil. It's what I call, to explain it rapidly, the goldfish effect. You can think it's completely crazy to talk about a goldfish talking about Champagne, but if you decide to buy a bowl to put your goldfish in, the goldfish, at the beginning of his life, will swim at the surface, and every 1 minute will breathe and swim, breathe and swim. As soon as you will put oxygen with the pump in the bowl, the goldfish will swim all his life at the bottom of the bowl because he got oxygen. It's exactly the same for the vines. I mean, when you are conventional way of making grapes, you mostly use herbicide or those kind of things. It makes that if you put a plant in the pot in your kitchen, 3 months after, even if the dirt is very light and everything, 3 months after, the dirt will be very, very strong and you will not be able to put your finger in the dirt. It's because the atmospheric pressure will have pressed on the soil, the water will have took the place of the oxygen and compact it. You can imagine that what happened in your kitchen pot also happen in the vines when our big tractors are going in the vines, when we are walking in the vines. It makes that is compacting the soil and there is no more oxygen, such as in your water bowl. So the roots are going up to find oxygen. While they go up, they stay in the dirt because of this oxygen, but they eat dirt, which is not, I mean, very, very specific in terms of tastes, but they also drink water, but they drink water from the rain, water from the top. It means that they can suffer the lack of water first, and they are also drinking water with just tap water with no specific taste. As soon as you start forgetting herbicide in the life of the vines, you will completely reset the life cycle. It's very simple. You're going to have grass, no matter the grass, but little roots from the grass. Those little roots will die, create some organic things that we're going to reset the life cycle for the bacteria and insects also. It means the bacteria will eat the little roots, they will die, also create organic food. We're going to have some bigger bacteria who will eat the bacteria, and bigger bacteria who will eat the bigger bacteria who eat the bacteria. And insects are coming because the insects are eating the bacteria. And all this life cycle will get bigger and bigger, and they will need room. And what they will do, they will not build skyscrapers, obviously not. They will dig in the soil. It will naturally oxygen the soil because all those galleries will be full of oxygen. It will also decompact the soil. The soil will be less stronger. It's like if you put some worm in your pot in the kitchen, it will lighten, make the soil more light. So the roots, like the goldfish with the bowl, with the oxygen in the bowl, the roots will start sinking deeper and deeper and deeper, not anymore in the topsoil, but in the subsoil with the stone. And they will catch the vibrancy of the stones, they will catch the taste of the stones, and every specific tastes of every terroir. It makes that now we have 37 different plots for 27 vats, and we can dispatch every plot or every area in a specific vat. It means that nowadays we don't make champagne as a blend of vats. We make champagne as a blend of plots, and it's completely different. But because when we blend vats, for me, you have forgotten the most important step. It's the plots by themselves, because it's the plots who give the taste of the vines.
Wow. And that is the gold effect.
Is it clear enough? Is it?
It's amazing. You explained it so. It's so easy to understand when you explain it like that. I'm really happy.
The age of what is the age of your wines? In the plot, the oldest you have.
So the age of the vines, not of the wine, the vines, the age of the vines, we have, let's say that our average age is 45, between 40 and 45 years old. Okay. And it's very important for us. It means that every year or every 2 years, we are pulling out some plots to maintain the same average age. Because the vines are like the family. I mean, at the beginning of your life, maybe you have 3 or 4 children, but not big incomes. So children get what you can pay for them. It's the same for the vines. At the beginning of the life of the vines, they carry lots of bunch of grapes, but they don't have big leaves. They don't have big branches to carry the sap. They don't have big roots. It means that they are giving some acid grapes. And as long as you are aging, maybe your children are going away because they finished school, and the last one of the team can have the new Nike shoes every year and whatever you want, because you have big incomes, but just one children at home. It's the same for the vines. At the end of their life, they are carrying less and less bunch of grapes, but they got big roots, big branches, lots of leaves, and they can feed a lot their grapes. The problem is, for champagne, you and I and everybody love freshness for champagne. But freshness is coming from acidity. It means that the older the vines are, the less acid they will be. So if we want to maintain the same quality of our acidity, we need to maintain the same average age. So to answer your question, the oldest vines are 60 years old, and it's for specific vintages like the Marie-Amélie, who is made with very old vines, and the youngest one is 2 years old.
About the climate change happening right now, do you need to have your vines younger, because the acidity is getting less and less every harvest? So
yes, the acidity is getting less and less. The simple tool we have to fight this issue is to make the harvest earlier every year, sorry. It means that I will send you a curve if you want, because since the great-grandfather, we have the date of the harvest dates. 1 century ago, it was, let's say, October, first half of October, and now it's last half of August. So you see how much it changed a lot.
For 100 years, approximately, you have that.
Approximately 100 years, exactly. And it completely changed. When you look at the curve, it's doing like this, but going down from the top to down, and you see the big difference. There is a gap. It's 2000, and it really changed after 2000.
Oh, so it's a big jump, year 2000.
Yes, yes, big jump after 2000. Yes.
Wow.
And after the global warming is not frightening us so much. First, because we have this choke, we can regulate the temperature. Second, because we know that we're going to make harvest earlier and earlier. And after that, we maybe have the solution to have more branches to dilute a little bit the concentration. So we are experiencing different solutions.
Could you do something with the microphone because it's rubbing against your clothes all the time?
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I will hold it.
yeah, maybe it's better. I think so.
Okay.
A lot of noise. When you talk about your wines, you always use metaphors and allegories, and it makes it very easy for us to understand it. And I love this part because I love your labels. And you told me a little bit when we talked last time about the labels. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes. First, thank you very much for your compliment. But the problem is with wine is that people think it's difficult. And people think that the most difficult it is, the better the wine will be and everything. It's also a matter of ego. And wine is the simplest thing of the world because it's coming from nature. So the analogy I use is just to show to people that it's simple and that everybody can understand. And so no, yes, concerning the labels, you mean the labels with the people on the labels? We have two range at the estate. We have the tradition range. We're supposed to carry the taste of the soil that the vines are coming from. It's really a kind of tribute to our land. And we have a second range with the cyclonaut, the people you can see. And it's my wife, who is the winemaker of the estate, who decided to blend some characters, some people. She don't want to show the specific soil of Villers-Marmerie, that she don't want to show the specific power of the Pinot Noir of Verzenay. She wants to make like a profiling of someone with the wine. And we decided to make labels with bicycle because bicycle is my DNA. At Champagne Henriet-Bazin, I love cycling, every kind of cycling. And the people are telling a story. Do you know, for example, Euseb? You know Euseb? Mm-hmm. Yes. So as you can see, if you got a bottle of Euseb, Euseb is on a toll bike. Like you have a bottle.
No,
so
we don't have that bottle here.
Out.
Oh, sold out. So 1 second, I pick up a bottle of Euseb and I come back.
Yep. Han kommer med.
Han ska bara gå iväg och hämta en flaska av Euseb, heter hur uttalar man det på svenska? Euseb.
Yep.
Ja. Så ser det ut.
This is Euseb. So Euseb is very, very well dressed. With this top hat and the nœud papillon, very well dressed because this cuvée want to be the most elegant as possible. And as you can see also, he have an umbrella. It's not because it's often raining in Champagne. It's because he's trying to balance itself with the umbrella. His second hand is not holding the handlebar of the bike. The second hand is also trying to catch balance. It's because my wife tried to make the best elegant and balanced vintage with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay from the Grand Cru plots.
Okay. But I've seen you cycling like that on the bike behind you, exactly like Euseb, with your head.
I will.
Around. Yeah.
Next time you come, I will. I promise.
We have a question from the audience that they ask you if you can cycle on the cycle behind you. Can you do that?
No, not tonight.
No, not tonight.
No,
but you can do it.
You don't need to demonstrate.
You don't need to demonstrate, but you can.
No. Yes, I can. At the beginning, I fall down a lot of time, but now I've got the technique and I can do it.
Okay, good.
And
Use an umbrella to.
you know this one?
Hippolyte, yes.
Hippolyte.
So Hippolyte, what is Hippolyte? Hippolyte is a cuvée aged in oaks, okay, in oak barrels. Okay, if you can check on the front of the bike, Hippolyte is carrying a pot with an oak tree.
Yeah.
It's mean that because we were obliged to cut a tree to build the oaks, and because he wants to offer the opportunity to the future generation to do the same.
That's why he's looking into the future.
He is looking into the moon to see what is the best moon phase to plant the trees, because this cuvée is made with the biodynamic.
We didn't see that coming.
It's biodynamic, of course.
It's biodynamic approach, so
Okay.
it's oak for the next generation, and it's the view of the moon to see when is the best moment. And he's not as elegantly dressed as the Euseb, because the cuvée is a little more masculine, is a little bit more wide body than the other one.
Okay.
So what about the let's see.
The Blanc Noir.
Oh, he took away.
He took away the bottle.
This one, the label you have on the regular line. Is that? Yes.
This one.
Yes. That the plot where the wine is growing, or?
Yes, it's you have to know first that we are, I'm sorry to say that like this, we are real champagne grower and producer. It means that we are making champagne with our own grapes.
Yes.
We don't buy grapes, we don't sell grapes either. We own our own grapes with our own press, our own vat, our own cellar. It's my wife who is the winemaker, so everything is done at the estate. And so the Pinot Noir is coming from the plots of Verzy and Verzenay. And so to, let's say, show to people that this cuvée is a terroir cuvée, I mean, it's paying tribute to the soil they are coming from, to the history of the area. We consider that nothing is better than a map for people to know from where it's coming from and for the history of the cuvée. So it's the area where the vines are growth in Verzy and Verzenay.
Who makes the drawings? Who is the artist?
On the drawings?
Yes.
It's a good friend. For the classic one, it's me, the one with the maps. I do all the labels, and for the drawings, it's a friend who is a painter. I need to drink.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to. So, what would you say is the main characteristic of the Pinot Noir? For those at home who are right now drinking it.
The Pinot Noir is known to be the tough guy of the team. You know, the strong guy with body. And this one is coming from northeast plots. Oh, what a noise. I like it.
Noise. I love the noise.
Yes. So it's known to be the strong grape variety. This one is coming from Grand Cru. And so it's a selection of plots exposed on the north and northeast, because Pinot Noir is strong, Grand Cru is strong, and the sauce exposure could give too much of power, too much of photosynthesis. So selecting the north means that the vines cannot be fed only by the sun. So they need to go in the soil to find what the sun cannot give to them. And so in the soil, they found the elegance. They find the freshness. It means that it's a Pinot Noir who is not Mike Tyson. It's not only strength, but no elegance. You don't want to spend an whole evening with Mike Tyson. It's more Muhammad Ali. It's very strong, but it's supple, delicate, and elegant. It's the way we try to do it. After, you can feel something else. Skål.
Oh, you have a very nice glass to drink from.
Yes.
You recommend that?
It's a shape that we like. Yes, it's a big shape. So the bubbles and the flavors have lots of room to extend. And, and the bigger the glass is, the more bottle of champagne you will buy. So it's very, very important.
Okay.
So buy bigger glasses at home.
Yes.
And drink from bigger glasses. That's important.
Buy big glasses.
So this champagne, do you use this one as an aperitif, or do you use it as a champagne for food?
For a meal.
For a meal.
Do you eat Caesar salad all the year long?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe
No, not
you
me.
do. Okay, so
He does.
I
you.
like salad every time of the year, but not every day.
every time, not every day. No, it means for me, there is no better moments or aperitif or whatever. It's really depending on the mood you are. It's really depending on what you want to get from this wine. And sorry for the metaphor of the Caesar salad, but when I get to the restaurant, when it's 30 Celsius degrees outside, I will not eat something with hot cheese or potatoes. I will take a Caesar salad. So this one is, for example, for me, a good friend for the aperitif when it's autumn or winter, because the body of the Pinot Noir, because the strength of the aroma will warm you up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you decide to drink it as an aperitif with some friends on your terrace, with let's say 25, 30 degrees outside, maybe you will not enjoy it. You will maybe more enjoy your Chardonnay because it will bring you the floralness, it will bring you the freshness that you are looking for in such conditions. But as soon as you will get to the grill, to the barbecue with the grilled meat, you will much more enjoy this one because the grilled meat, the burnt meat will enjoy a lot pairing with the taste of the Pinot Noir.
Great. So then you also answered the other question that one of our friends asked about what to eat with
It's perfect to have it with
grilled meat.
yeah, and taco Fridays. Taco is perfect with this Pinot Noir.
Yes, taco.
Taco,
Do you have Taco Friday in France?
no, but I will create one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should.
Taco Friday with big glasses.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Do you have
No,
serious questions now?
No,
No?
no.
No serious questions.
This is very serious.
Taco is important.
In Sweden, taco is the most important meal for the week. So,
Yeah.
of course, to pair it with champagne, it's very important.
But you were talking about pairing. I mean, what I say, it's not the truth. It's my truth.
Yeah, of course.
It's my way of doing things. But I consider that people who say that you should drink Chardonnay with fishes or scallops or whatever, and Pinot Noir with meat is not very strong. I much more prefer respecting nature again and pairing the colors. It means that if you consider that tuna is a fish, tuna steak will much more be paired with a Pinot Noir than with a Chardonnay.
Yep.
On the other side, the turkey or chicken is the meat, but turkey or chicken with a creamy sauce will much more be paired with a Chardonnay than with a Pinot Noir.
Yes.
So my opinion is to pair the colors. The tuna is red, it will more enjoy a red grape variety. The chicken is white, no matter if it's a meat or no. Chicken is white meat, it will more enjoy a white grape variety.
On your estate, you grow all three, main varieties from Champagne.
Yes.
Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Do you also make 100% Meunier?
Yes.
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 Also a monarchy.
Also a monocru,
Yeah.
or a
No,
monoparcel.
Monoparcel, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a single grape variety Pinot Meunier. The difference with this Pinot Meunier is that it is coming from limestones. And limestones is not the usual, let's say, soil and subsoil for Meunier. Usually Meunier are more based on clay or sand. And this Meunier is based on limestones. And it's a big bench of limestones on the top of the slopes facing west-southwest. It means that those Meunier are working all the day long with the sun on the back. It means that they are sweating a lot because they are working on this 45-degree bench of limestones. So to sweat, they need to find water somewhere. It means it's a full chain. They are sweating from the leaf, but if they want to sweat, they need to absorb water from the roots. And they catch water in this big bench of limestones. And this limestones is coming from the fossil sea a few million years ago. It means that they're diluting and extracting the fossil, the saltiness, but also the elegance of this specific stone. And it makes this Meunier a different Meunier, really a different style.
It is.
Yes.
You should try that at home because it's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, all the people that are listening now.
Yeah, they in the shop you can buy. We have a special box with all your three. We have the single or the 100% grapes.
Yes, we have 100% Meunier, 100% Pinot Noir, and 100% Chardonnay in a mix, so they can try and compare. But then in your Meunier is not a typical Meunier, it's a really special Meunier.
Yes, as I was explaining, it's really completely different because of the subsoil. I mean, it's exactly the same grape variety. Okay, we are okay with that. But because it's, and on this specific area, there is more or less no soil. It's just a few centimeters of dirt and this big bench of limestones.
Limestone.
Wow.
Wow. Do you think this helps the Meunier to age better when you keep it in the bottle?
I don't like to say better or not because it's depending on your own taste. I mean, there is only one good Meunier. It's the Meunier you like. So I will not say it will help to age it better. It will obviously help the Meunier to age and to taste completely differently. After that, or you like or you don't like this difference, but I will not go in the way to say it's better. No, it's not better. It's just completely different.
I normally enjoy Pinot Noir when it gets older because I like the nutty flavors that start to develop. So how long should I keep this one to get the this darker color and more nutty flavors?
You can keep it as long as you can support the bottle to call you in the box and say, drink me, drink me, drink me.
Probably not for too long then.
So yes, so I mean, it can age certainly much more longer than you will yourself be able to wait before drinking it. You can keep it 20 years, 25 years. It's alive. I mean, a wine is alive. My simple definition of things who are alive or not, do you age or not? So a concrete brick is not alive because he's not aging, but wine, because he's aging, obviously it means that he's alive. So he will age a little bit, and if we did our work correctly, he will be supposed to age well. Obviously, it will change. I mean, the bubbles will be smaller and smaller. I mean, after 20 years of something like this, the taste will evaluate. but it will always be drinkable.
So how many different cuvées do you make now for the moment?
We're gonna release 4 new ones this year, so it will be 17.
Okay. So how many do you have in the regular line? How many different? You have Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Meunier.
So we have Pinot Noir Brut, we have Pinot Noir Extra Brut, and it's just not just a matter of dosage in the machine, it's really different plots, because the dosage is made by the plots, is not made by the grower. It's the plots who say, or the wine who say, I need 5, me, I need 2, me, I need nothing, for example. So because we have different exposure of the plots, we have some Brut Pinot Noir, Extra Brut Pinot Noir, Brut Chardonnay, Extra Brut Chardonnay. We have the Meunier, we have the Sélection de Parcelles, we have the Carte Or, we have the Rosé. It's 8.
Okay. And the Rosé, is that made on Pinot Noir or is it mixed with Meunier?
No Meunier for the Rosé, just Pinot Noir. We are selecting plots of Verzenay, Grand Cru, exposed those, very mature plots. The day before the harvest, we go with the family only, not with the pickers, but with the family to select the best mature plots. We are doing ourselves the red wine.
Okay, so you make the whole, the 100%.
So first you pick the most mature grapes to do the red wine.
Exactly, yes. And it's only the family. I mean, we are 5 people to collect the volume we need. So it's a few tons. It's not too big to collect the volume we need to make the red wine.
How many bottles do you make of the Rosé champagne?
It's a few thousand, but it's not every year.
Okay.
And so it's blended with this red wine, some Pinot Noir Champagne, but because my wife wants the rosé to be a real rosé, not just a fancy red wine, and no, she wanted to be powerful, to carry the taste of the soil, she blended with a big quantity of red wine. So it's 19, for example, for the one now. But because she don't want it to be a kind of sparkling red wine, a kind of logical mistake, she blended with Grand Cru Chardonnay. The Grand Cru, because it's coming from the Grand Cru, is not carrying the minerality of the Chardonnay from Villers-Marmerie, because the subsoil is not the same, the structure of the subsoil is not the same, but is giving some freshness to calm down a little bit the power of the Pinot Noir. So it's 19% of Pinot Noir vinified as red wine. It's yes, 19%. It's 31% of Pinot Noir vinified as Champagne, and it's 50% of Chardonnay vinified as Champagne.
Okay.
Okay.
And then that was the 8 different of the regular. Then you have all the different other cuvées.
You have 9 more cuvées.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Very short.
Very short. So we have the 4 with the people on the bikes.
Yep.
So Euseb, the guy with the umbrella on the tall bike, is a Grand Cru, always a vintage, always a Grand Cru, looking for the balance between the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay to make it the most elegant and balanced as possible. We have also the Marie-Amélie. Marie-Amélie is the girl who is carrying a bird cage. The bird cage is open, and it's a cuvée made from very old vines of Chardonnay, more than 50 years old, only 3 old vines. And this specific vintage is released only when the 3 old vines of Chardonnay can be vintageable. Okay. Because it's just 2,000 or 3,000 with those 3 vines. So we need the 3 vines to be vintageable. Okay. And it's a nature cuvée also, no dosage. We have Hippolyte, the one aged in oaks. And the particularity of Hippolyte is that the vines are aged in oaks from our forest. It means it's Chardonnay from Villers-Marmerie. And you see the forest behind me. Here is the vines, the houses, and the forest. And the oaks are coming from the forest of Villers-Marmerie. And the Pinot Noir are aging in oaks from the forest of Verzenay. I consider that a vine of Villers-Marmerie and a tree of Villers-Marmerie, they know each other. They are supporting the same vibrancy, the same energy, and it's a perfect teamwork when they meet together. So Hippolyte, we have Gaston and Louise. Gaston and Louise are the two people on the tandem bike. It's a new cuvée. It's a mix of 50% Pinot Noir and 50% Chardonnay. And it's a nature cuvée because it's the result of 15 years of no herbicide, no pesticide, plowing the vines, respecting every step of the nature and everything. A new one will be released this year. And it's also three other cuvées, 100% Verzy, 100% Villers-Marmerie, 100% Verzenay, and 100% Favrol et Coémy. And those cuvées will be released in the next month.
Okay.
And I think I've forgotten one or two of them.
Are they Pinot Noir or are they blended or?
The next cuvée, the future cuvée, it will be because we will be organic, will be bio, very soon, and those cuvées will be from the bio vines.
Okay.
I want a Pinot Noir vintage, a prestige Pinot Noir. You can have a tricycle on that one. Is there any plans for a Pinot Noir vintage?
I can make one, okay.
Yes, you put Magnus on the bike.
Yes.
Magnus on the bike. That would be nice.
I want a picture, a drawing of Magnus on the tricycle bike, and I will make I will say to Marie-Noël to make no, but she's preparing vintage Pinot Noir only.
Good.
I can make the drawing. I volunteer. I'll do the drawing. I promise you, Magnus. You will be pleased with your hat and a little tricycle.
We need some palettes of that because Pinot Noir is one of my favorites, and also a vintage Pinot Noir with even more power and more maturity.
But if maybe we should try together a Pinot Noir from the south. Not especially vintage, but selecting the south will be paying more attention to the photosynthesis and to the power, and it will maybe be something you will like. It's not especially the style of Marie-Noël, because you also need to keep in mind that at Henriet-Bazin, the winemaker is a woman. It means that if Magnus or me would blend a Pinot Noir, maybe we will go for the strong Pinot Noir with power, the kind of, let's say, a caricature of the Pinot Noir. And it's not rude for Magnus, but it's different style. But because Marie-Noël is a woman, she's always going in the elegance. And because Marie-Noël loves champagne, she wants that when we open a bottle, we finish it. And maybe she thinks that elegance will help people to drink a whole bottle of champagne.
Is 100% right. It's much. You have to have some lightness and some elegance to be able to drink the whole bottle.
You don't need the same woman the whole life.
No, you're right. Okay, you can have some variation sometimes, and you can drink different glasses from different bottles. It's okay also.
Does anyone at home have any question? Because no one is on the. You can write on the chat, and we will try to ask the questions.
Yes. So everybody at home, please send us an email or a chat message if you have any questions to Nicolas.
I think you have been very clear about everything, so that's why we don't have any questions.
Oh no, I guess they will have questions.
And I have one very important thing to say is that please don't consider you could ask a stupid question. There is no stupid question. As long as you ask yourself the question, it's a very important question. So there is no problem. I will not consider it stupid or it. No, please ask whatever you want to ask.
We have one question. In the old times, didn't they put more sugar in the champagne? Wasn't the ideal champagne more sweet?
Obviously, yes. Obviously, yes. Such as they were also putting some crème de cassis. Maybe Magnus will translate that for me.
Yes, svartvinbärslikör.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the past, the grapes were not very, very ripe, very high quality, very everything. They were not mastering as we, when I say we, it's not Champagne Henriet-Bazin, it's the new generation can masterize the vinification too. So obviously adding sugar was hiding the default. The more sweet it is, the more easy it is to drink, and the more sweet it is, the less default you can feel during the tasting.
Haven't the climate or how?
No. Can I take that? Because I was just reading and I thought there's a person that's very clever now, because she asks if you say that the climate change has made the harvests, has changed the date of the harvests, but 100 years ago, maybe they harvested later to get more sugar in the grapes also, because they wanted more sugar. Or
yes,
is she wrong about that?
No, but it's completely linked and connected, because the sugar is coming from the ripeness.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want it more ripe, you harvest it later. So
she is right.
Yes, she was completely right.
She is right. So it's not only the climate change that makes the harvest being more early these days.
Exactly. But you know, if we want to be a little bit technical, just a little bit technical, there is in the subsoil, in the very deep subsoil, there is a molecule. And this molecule is called the monoterpene mint. Okay?
Once again, the
monoterpene mint. Forget about monoterpene. Just think about mint. Okay. So mint. When you eat a minty sweet, it feels very fresh in your mouth. Or when you decide to brush your teeth, for my case, it's every week because I'm a farmer, don't forget that. But when you decide to brush your teeth, it's even if the toothpaste is 24 Celsius degrees in the bathroom, you feel it very cold. It's because in the mouth, the sensors of the mint is so close to the sensors of the cold that the brain cannot make the difference. Wow. Why I say that? It's because in the deep subsoil of the vines, there is this molecule, the monoterpene mint, that the roots can extract. The roots can extract this molecule and give it to the grapes. And we can press this molecule will remain in the vines. It means that, for example, for Champagne Henriet-Bazin, we have now more and more and more extra brut and even nature with no dosage cuvée. It's not just because we want to be fashion, because I really don't care about fashion. I really prefer to be out fashion. So it's not my problem, simply because this monoterpene mint, when you drink our wine, you get some freshness. But this freshness is like the toothpaste. It's coming from a sensation. It's a feeling of your brain. It means that we can disconnect the acidity from the sugar and the maturity, because we know that the freshness will be a feeling. So even if it's 0 grams, we will get the freshness from the feeling with mature grapes who offer the opportunity to decrease the dosage. Is it clear enough?
Yep.
Really super clear. Now we had another very clever question. Somebody asked if the climate change goes on and the global warming goes on, maybe you could have 2 harvests per year, not only 1 harvest.
No. Not possible.
No, not in Champagne.
Not in Champagne. No, it's not. I mean, we have a second generation of grapes on the vines. Obviously, if the global warming is happening, we could maybe be able to harvest those grapes. But first, the quantity of grapes depend on the quality we want in our vines. So we don't want to harvest too much, because you have to keep in mind that to get the good quality, all the grapes get the same quality. It means it's not the first ton who is good, then the 500 kilograms after with 25% less good. And no, it's all the grapes who are good or not good enough. So we need to decrease the quantity of grapes in order to get the good quality, no matter if the second generation grapes will be good or not. And everything, all those steps takes a long time. So we cannot make 2 generations of flowers, 2 generations of everything in just 1 year.
Okay.
And we don't want that, because if we make 2 harvests, we will need to sell 2 times more bottles. And the market is not ready to accept that at the moment.
Flood. The quality question is more important.
Yes, exactly. No, we are making quality. Our
Not
goal is
quantity.
to make quality, not quantity.
Yeah, exactly. There was one more question about making new cuvées and experimenting, I think. No? No?
I think it's the time is running out, and I think it's time for us to thank you. But what I would like to do is, if you keep on a little bit longer after we stop the recording, because I think everyone wants to say hello, and maybe we have some more asking questions after.
Okay.
Yes. So we will stop the recording, and thank you so much. And